Deputy Secretary Grinley Johnson here, your I-66 commuter advocate. Today we are in Richmond to talk with my boss, the Secretary of Transportation, Aubrey Layne. Today we're going to be talking about transforming I-66, the changes you can expect ahead, and the importance of getting your input into this process. Let's see what he has to say about I-66.
Well, I'd like to tell people I'm not an engineer. I'm neither encumbered nor enlightened by that degree, and I try to look at problems that need to be solved. So I don't try to define the answer until I understand what the problem is. We have limited resources, and making sure we use them wisely, picking the right projects, and giving the public not only choices, but protecting their invested dollars is very, very important.
Why is transforming I-66 in Northern Virginia so important to the Commonwealth?
Well, obviously Northern Virginia, not only is it one of the most populated areas in the state, but a big part of our economic development, and that needs to be humming to make sure that Virginia is moving forward. If you look at Interstate 66 across Northern Virginia, one of the most heavily congested regions, one of the most heavily congested roads, so that was going to be a very, very big part, that corridor, in unlocking Northern Virginia. Really, as you know, we don't build roads just to build roads. We build roads to make people's lives better, make them get back and forth to work easier, back and forth to where they recreate, where they play, where they worship. That's why you build roads, not just because you have the money to do so.
So what plans do we have to make travel more predictable inside I-66?
Up until this point in time, a single driver in his car or her car by themselves could not use the road legally during the rush hour and peak hour times. So making the mobility through that corridor better was going to be key, again, to us unlocking this transportation nightmare that we have in Northern Virginia. So the key is moving more people, not more vehicles. Our plan is to make sure we increase reliability, reduce congestion, make it easier. If you want to be a single driver to use your car, you can now use it legally by paying a toll. Now, I know that tolls may not be popular with everybody, but tolls are not only to raise revenue, they are to manage behavior. And in this case, we're giving an option that didn't exist before, an option that is legal. If you've driven the road before and used it for HOV compliant, the way you've used it, no changes. But now you'll legally be able to use that road by paying a toll, and that toll is just during the rush peak hours, where it helps us manage traffic, but it gives the consumer more choice. So it's, again, the whole emphasis is on moving more people, not more vehicles through the corridor. We're going to expand the eastbound lanes to help sort of a reverse commute for the corridor. And with that limited expansion, and maybe make clear it's in the right-of-way, we're not taking any additional right-of-way, and the new management of the road, those tolls will be able now to put in additional transportation alternatives, bus service, allowing people more choices than they've had before. And so that's what's going to allow us to move more people through that corridor.
So the combination of the intermodal transportation alternatives and the roads will make it easier.
That is exactly right. And Grinley, as you know, we simply can't pave our way. We don't have enough money to pave our way out of this congestion nightmare that we find ourselves in this corridor and other places in the Commonwealth. And by the way, even if we did, look at the amount of homes or businesses that would be disrupted and the amount of money needed to put additional lanes in there. So we've got to be smart with our alternatives, but we believe will significantly increase the reliability and throughput through this corridor.
How did VDOT take public opinion into consideration?
You know, really, that's a great point, and I know one that's very dear to you and what you help us with here in the Secretary's office.
Part of the Secretary's office, yes.
Well, you're back to the point that we do this for the benefit of our citizens. That's why we make these projects. But let me point out to many of the people that may view this, that this plan changed significantly from public input. Public input has shaped this solution for inside the Beltway, and will continue to shape it as we continue to reach out. VDOT now understands that the communication should not stop once the road's been approved. It's all through construction and helping people understand how they use it and what the benefits to them are. Does that mean everybody's going to agree? Well, the answer is no. But everybody should understand why you're doing it. And quite frankly, again, many of the things that I think have made this solution better were from some of the harshest critics. Yet, we knew we had to deliver the transportation project, but we took what we could and put that into our plans so that everybody had a choice or an input into this. They're tough decisions. Somebody's going to be impacted. But they certainly should understand that they have the right to express their opinion. We should listen and make those accommodations wherever possible.
Thank you, sir.